What's going on? What's going on, film fam? Welcome to another episode of Chop Willie in the Morning, brought to you by Let the Film Speak. I am one of your hosts, Chop. Here, my main man, Willie Jack. Willie Jack, how you doing, big dog?
Hey man, it's Sunday. It's 10 o'clock. I'm talking about with my dog, man. I'm ready to go, man. It's this the first week for me post Canada, man. So I'm fired up, bro.
I got you. As you should be, Willie Jack. First and foremost, we hope everybody enjoyed their Thanksgiving, man. Hope y'all got as many places y'all was looking for, fed your faces, and I hope you ready for this upcoming Sunday, man. I hope you may still have some leftovers, you know what I'm saying? So go ahead and get those leftovers lined up because we got a lot of games on the slate today. And y'all know what this is, man. This Chopping Willie in the Morning. This is where we preview each and every game coming up today and the Monday night game. We're also going to drop in some performers of the week, game of the week, all those different things, and then recap all the games that were played on Thanksgiving Day and that Friday, okay? So stay with us. We're going to go through all those things, but first we got to go through the house rules. The house rules are the same as always. That's like, that's share, that's subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. You know, become the newest member of the film fam. You know what I'm saying? Holler at your partners, let them know, be in the know, and I guarantee you we will not let you down. Announcements, man. Willie Jack, it's the same, man. Get them picks in. If you are part of the NFL Weekly Pick'em, you better get your picks in. All right. I know this week was a little funky. I know people were off because of holidays. People was with family. You know, some people got their picks in, some people didn't. But you still got an opportunity to get those picks in today before 12 o'clock. You got until 11:55 a.m. Central Time to get them picks in. All right. So go ahead and get those done. So we got some news, Willie Jack. We got some news, man. Former defensive coordinator Jack Del Rio was fired, man. After this Thursday game, which is one of the games we'll touch on. He was fired and relieved of his duties as defensive coordinator of the Washington Commanders. Willie Jack, what's your thoughts on that one?
Man, it probably was warranted, man. Jack Del Rio, he's a guy, longtime NFL guy. He had a long stint as a head coach with the Jaguars. For a little while ago, and honestly, man, it just hadn't worked. So the defense for the Commanders over the last few years, it always felt like we were waiting to see them kind of transform to a dominant unit with all the talent that they had. Now they just traded away two of those guys, but he had that line with Chase Young, Montez Sweat, Darian Payne, and Jonathan Allen. He had that line together for about 3-4 seasons, and we just kind of never seen it grow or morph into some type of like dominant unit, like the way you would expect. Then also that secondary's been getting cooked every which way for Sunday for the last few seasons.
Like well. They were Thanksgiving dinner, you know.
No, exactly. Yeah, exactly, man. And so probably was time, man. Like I said, it probably was definitely time to make a change, especially like you said, just coming off the embarrassing way that you just got spanked, like you said, man, on national TV in front of everybody's Thanksgiving dinner. And so yeah, definitely a change had to be made. And so I'm not too surprised when I heard the news.
Gotcha, Willie Jack. And I'm not too surprised too, man. And in terms of these types of organizations, this is another one I'm looking at where I feel like Ron Rivera, they're going to be taking a closer look at him as this season goes on to see if they continue to roll with him when the season ends or not. You know, so this is going to be one of those rides for, if you're a Washington fan, you know, I'm not sure what you guys are pushing for, what you guys are looking for. This wasn't quite the Matt Canada situation where everybody's been, you know, wanting this guy out of here for years, but at the same time, you know, you guys are trying to see where you're going to land towards the end of the season and what changes you plan on making. So Ron Rivera, they're going to be looking and taking a closer eye on you, man. So yeah, hopefully y'all getting things together or you know, it can look a little bit better this next coming week, you know, after making this change. All right, Willie Jack, before we jump into the games, man, go ahead and holler at the people, man. Film fam check in, man. Who rolled up in this building, man? See what's cracking, man. Who rolled up in here? Let's give them a shout out real quick.
No, for sure, man. First one through the door, man. Shout out to my dog, man. Terrible time walking in the building, man. You already know he holding down them Texans. He keep trying to let everybody know, man, the Texas Super Bowl bound. Now, look, I remind y'all, don't be fooled and think that this because the Texans showed them something. The Texans was Super Bowl bound in the preseason if you ask Tom Walker. So don't think this is a new take at all. Man, the fam bam in the building, man. Sis in the building as well. Appreciate you as always. We got Sis in the building as well. She said, "What's going on, everybody?" And then also our dog, man, Big Jeff, man, player from the Himalayas this morning. Hey, you know we appreciate you, big dog. And as always, Mom Duke's in this thing as well. I see a couple more y'all in here watching now. Drop some in the chat so we can holler at you, man. Come on.
Gotcha. And Willie Jack, since we already talked about Jack Del Rio and that firing, it only makes sense, man, that we make that a segue as we go into this first game. One of the Thursday Thanksgiving games, man, was the Commanders going to Dallas to take on the Cowboys. Cowboys end up winning that game at home, 45-10. Willie Jack, what's your take on that one, man?
Ugly day at the office for the Commanders, man, and then the Cowboys. I mean, it didn't necessarily get out quite as out of hand. I mean, I think they get the late score, they get the score right before halftime, and I think they stretch it out a little bit. So it's what 20-10 at halftime. Then they get the ball coming right back out, and they get another score. But then in that second half, I think every time they touched the ball, they scored, and so and they really ran it up. And then culminating with the fourth quarter pick six from DeRyan Bland, man, to really, the game was already over, but to really kind of close it out with authority, to add more salt to the wound. You're already getting 30 ball, and then okay, now let's do the pick six to run it up to 45 on you before you get out of there. But yeah, no, just excellent day for the Cowboys. They still find a way, like we've been saying, man. They look so damn good and impressive in all these wins, but all the wins are coming against the JV teams. You know what I'm saying? And so we still. They still got something to show as far as that goes. But no, man, if you're the Cowboys, a primetime premium game, man, you can't ask for anything more. And like I said, man, they definitely went out there and got it done for sure.
Gotcha. And Willie Jack, I've been hearing that a lot too in regards to, hey, man, the schedule has been weak. And you're right. You're absolutely right. And people who are saying that, they haven't, the people that they beat, it haven't been top end teams, you know what I mean? But I do appreciate that they're not going out there playing around with these teams. They're going out and they're dominating.
No, exactly, yeah.
So there's a difference between the way the Giants were going about and getting their wins last year and in comparison to the Cowboys and what it's looking like as they're going against some of these mid to low tier teams. So Dallas is just showing we're just a better team. We're more superior. And it wasn't that anybody specifically stood out. Don't get me wrong, Dak Prescott's been playing some really good ball this year for sure. But in this particular win, it was a little bit of everybody. You know what I mean? Everybody got involved and everybody went out and did their thing. Now, let's switch a little bit too, Willie Jack. We've been hearing a lot of TJ Watt, Myles Garrett, those type of guys, in the conversation for Defensive Player of the Year. I think it's about time that we go ahead and put that boy DeRyan Bland's name in there. You know what I mean?
Ooh.
Five to the crib, and we in week 12. We still got 6 more weeks to go.
Yeah.
We still got 6 more weeks to go. That boy got 5 interceptions returned to the crib. He's been playing some great ball this year, man. Already broke the record for interceptions returned for touchdowns in the season. Man, the guy has just been on fire this year, man. And every time it seems like every time you watch a Dallas Cowboys game, he's returning one. And this is also on the back of the people wondering what this Dallas defense is going to look like after the loss of Trayvon Diggs. And what do you know? DeRyan Bland comes out and he says, "Don't worry about it. I'm gonna get you not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 extra touchdowns this season, man." So I like what DeRyan Bland is doing over there, man. And dude is playing some really good ball, and just gotta shout him out, man. He needs to be in that conversation right now if he hasn't been already.
Man, and you know what? That's interesting because honestly, I haven't heard his name get any type of real talk or consideration for Defensive Player of the Year. And then even so, in thinking of it, and as crazy as it sounds, it still feels like his turnover production and especially these touchdowns, they feel more so like the icing than the cake. Like they're on top of that because I don't necessarily think it's his individual play like fueling the play of that defense as a whole or kind of fueling I don't see him being like the focal point or like the impetus that's making everybody else around him play so well. I think he's a part of a very good defense. I still think that defense is still everything off on that defense comes off of what Michael Parsons is doing up front, and then he's but I don't want to take anything away from him as well. But I don't know, man. Because when I think about guys like Myles Garrett, let's say who's got a pretty good hold on the defensive player of the year, and respectfully so, you know what I'm saying, rightfully so the way he's playing, but he's the driving force. Not just even for that defense, but damn near for that team. It almost feels like with everything they're going through. But with DeRyan Bland, I don't necessarily get that feel like he's kind of like he's the driving force behind that defense. Like a year where we saw Stephon Gilmore win defensive player of the year, and he had a lot of interceptions that year as well. But it was also a year in which like he was the guy on defense that, you know what I mean, as opposed to we might list a name or two and then we mention a Deron Bland, like, oh man, yeah, he's balling and getting in the paint. So I don't know, man. It gives me a different type of feeling. But honestly, if we let his production talk for him, man, I mean, he's got just as good an argument as anybody else with that production that he's putting up, for sure.
Gotcha. And I understand where you're coming from with that too, Willie Jack. I completely understand that. And of course, your boy Jeff came in, man. He said, man, not against us. He said we went up top on him with Smitty.
Hey, man. And you know what? And that's a good point as well, man. Like we need to see like a lockdown performance against like a varsity opponent. You know what I mean? Like in one of those style matchups. I guess they've already played. They played the Eagles twice, so they still got an Eagles matchup coming up already.
They got one more coming up.
They still got one more coming up.
They go to Dallas this next one.
Okay, yeah, there we go. And so yeah, we need to see like a prime time premium, just man locked up. He stifled, like him locking up a guy stifled the other offense. You know what I mean? To really kind of stand out and maybe kind of give his name a little more juice.
I got you. On to the next game, Willie Jack. Let's go to more of a traditional matchup that we usually see on Thanksgiving. Man, we have the Green Bay Packers. They go to Detroit and upset. Well, I guess you could say upset the Lions.
Yeah, I think it was upset. Yeah,
and they win this game 29-22. Okay. Now this particular game, Willie Jack, it just felt like the Detroit Lions were just not on. Like it felt like it wasn't their day. Like in terms of everything, in terms of the decision making, in terms of Jared Goff on a few throws, in terms of just things just going wrong at the perfect time for them that would open the door and leave that door open for the Packers to take care of business. Okay. And that's what I saw a lot of. It was, and I started to feel this way early in the game where we know what we call him, Double Down Dan, right? Willie Jack?
Double Down Dan, man. Hey, he ain't playing around.
Double Down Dan, we know is an aggressive coach. He's going to be who he's going to be week in and week out, and he's going to go for it on some plays. All right. So there was a portion early in this game. I think it was in the first quarter where they got like a 4th and 2. He didn't go for it. He let this a punt. They were right at like the 50-yard line. Okay. And I was like, oh, okay. I didn't know he would go for it, but I mean, it's not the end of the world by punting this ball. They got a lot of game left.
Yeah.
But come around that very next drive, they end up going for it on a 4th and 4, and they didn't make it. Okay. They were 0 for, what was it? 0 for like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
In this particular game. They didn't convert not one 4th down this entire game. And it just felt like that was off. I feel like if they'd have went for it, well, we don't know what would have happened, but I feel like the timing was off. You know what I'm saying? And he ended up, in hindsight, going for it on a 4th and 4 than at 4th and 2 earlier in the game, which could have put him in a better position. Okay. They also passed up on a lot of field goals in this game, which I think looking back on it too, of course, this is hindsight. That's what dog Willie Jack says. Hindsight is always 2020.
Always 2020.
That would definitely put them in the game, if not win this game, if they were able to hit a few of those field goals instead of going for it on those 4th downs. Then you got in certain situations, Jared Goff having his guy, maybe the ball getting batted down, him just overthrowing the guy. And then I saw one of his on a pass to his running back lose his footing. He has the first down ahead of him. He loses his footing, falls, and it just didn't work out. And those were the things that I felt like, were a little bit rough, and they were just off in this game. And for the Packers, man, good job to the Packers. Matt LaFleur is finally starting to put some things together, show his chops, and show how he can help lead this team to a victory, even though, with the struggles that they had over the few weeks beforehand. So, man, kudos to the Packers. They came out, they took care of business, and they end up taking the game, man.
No, exactly right, man. And just kind of like you said, the Packers come out of this game just on fire, man. They take a big lead. Now they do get, I think right before halftime is when they got the fumble recovery. They end up being brought back, and they get in the score. And I know it had to be reviewed, and then they actually, I guess they go ahead and leave it standing or whatnot, and they take that big first half lead. They go up 20-6. But just like you said, man, for the Lions, it's one of those things as well where, and this is where Ryan Rivera, when he was Riverboat Ryan there for a little while, where it's a fine line. And also Brandon Staley's been on the wrong side of this line too much as well. Like, how much is too much? Like, you don't want to get caught up in the, well, people expect for us to go, so now we got to go. It really should be case by case. And some weeks is going to be where, like, just the things that particular team wants to see when they decide to go for it, they might see that they might get triggered 4 times in a game. And then there might be another situation where they only got triggered once or twice. You know what I'm saying? So it is a kind of live by the sword, die by the sword thing, and this was definitely a die by the sword type of scenario for them on Thanksgiving. Like you said, man, just in the week before they went 4 for 5, made their last 4 in a row, and then in this week they go 0 for 5, I think, or yeah, like 0 for 4, 0 for 5, like we were saying.
Something
And
like
so
that.
yeah, and just like you said, man. So a lot of opportunities passed on. Like I said, searching for bigger fish. That's why the old saying is they say one in the hand is worth two in the bush. And I think Detroit got caught up too many times looking at the two that was in the bush and kind of passing up the one that could have been in the hand. Like I said, I mean, a couple of those field goals maybe changed the course of this game. But all told, man, still good, very good quality win for the Packers. And that's 2 in a row now, and so they
Yeah.
put 2 good performances in a row. And so no, man, they seem to be playing better now. I think since they're maybe it wasn't even a bye week, or maybe it was, but anyway, but no, they've definitely putting together. Jordan Love, another 3 touchdowns in this game, no turnovers as well. So he appears to kind of settle down a little bit here just over these last couple of weeks. And so no, man, I think the Packers are looking good, and we'll see how the bottom of that NFC falls out, man, and see if they got a chance to kind of sneak in there somewhere.
Gotcha. Yeah. And Jeff comes in. He comments, kind of similar to what you just said too, Willie Jack. It was just it's a divisional game. They're a lot harder than any other. Jordan Love is getting comfortable reading the field because he's seeing second and third windows. And the Green Bay line did pretty decent in this game. And yeah, all fair points. All fair points in this particular game. And also, you made me think of something too, Jeff. I want to give them credit because they finally got. My dog Tom calls him Baby Moss, but they finally got Christian Watson in the game, they got him in the game early and often. One of the first plays of the game, they went up top and they was letting the Detroit Lions know that we're not gonna lay down. If we're gonna go down in this particular game, we're going down swinging, and y'all gonna have to come out here and just beat us because we ain't no laying down when it comes to this particular game today. So shout out to them for getting their guy. Their weapon involved more in this game because we're starting to wonder like where is he and what can he do. So good game for the Packers. They end up coming with the W. All right, on to the next game. We had another Thanksgiving game. We had the San Francisco 49ers. They went to Seattle to take on the Seahawks, man, and the 49ers continue to roll. They continue to show everybody that, hey, I know we lost those 3 in a row, but we are back. And it doesn't matter who's on the other side of the ball, who's trying to stop us, who's trying to score on us, or whatever the case may be. We are here. We are here to stay. Brock Purdy with another solid game this game. Didn't throw the 3 touchdowns, but he did enough to make sure his team stayed safe. And he did have an interception, but he stayed safe for the most part in this game and allowed his playmakers to do what they do. Christian McCaffrey, a good game. He went for over 100 yards and 2 touchdowns in this game. Debo was heavily involved. And moving the ball, moving the chains, and just, the explosiveness of this offense. And this defense was locked in. The defense was locked in. They got to Geno Smith 6 times in this game. He was sacked 6 times, and he they end up hitting him 12 times. So 12 QB hits, 6 sacks in this game. And this Seattle Seahawks offense continues to show inconsistencies, to show struggles, and show the inability to be able to work efficiently against pretty good defenses, and that's troubling for the Seattle Seahawks. And right now they are in a bad little hole, coming off of a loss to a Los Angeles Rams team who we had 3 wins at the time. Now we got 4 wins because we end up pulling that W off, in which I don't think we should have won that when they had an opportunity to pull that game off. And then you come back and get blown out by another divisional matchup in the San Francisco 49ers. So the Seattle Seahawks, if they really want to, make an attempt or make a run at this playoff thing, they got to get these things together, turn it around, and they got to start playing some better football on offense if they want to have an opportunity or a chance.
No, very, very good point, man. And just like you said, and actually in our dog Jeff, man, he's got a good comment as well in the chat. It said Geno couldn't throw. They should have been changed for putting him out there. But also, man, in this game as well, going into it, one of the things we talked about is Kenneth Walker was going to be out, and so we knew that they definitely were going to want to lean on a run game and a stronger run game as they could to try to like temper and kind of keep pace with the Niners in this game, because you just don't want to keep giving them opportunities with short fields or 3 and outs, and then just had them kind of roll the way they did. And then on the other side, with their run game not being in effect, C-Mac had himself a day. 6 yards a carry, 2 touchdowns on the ground. and just really kind of carried the day. Quieter day for Purdy, 1 touchdown, 1 interception in this one as well. But like I said, man, it just goes to show, just like my dog said, man, the machine keeps rolling. You know what I'm saying? Like they got 6 different ways to score 30 points on you. You know what I'm saying? And we saw that. And so yeah, I think what Brock Purdy throws for less than 250 yards. They said only 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Nobody gets it going. They still got 30 points on the board in this one against what is still a playoff style of opponent at their house as well in Seattle. And so that's still a very tough place to play, and that's still an impressive road win. And then if you're the Seahawks, just like you said, it really hurts dropping that game last week against the Rams, and now you've lost. Just what 3 weeks ago you were leading this division, and now what you're 2-3 games back. In that time, the Niners have picked it back up, and then you've dropped 2 in a division in a row, and especially one that you probably wish you had back in the game against the Rams. And so definitely you're in a tough spot if you're Seattle, just like you said. So that was a good point.
Gotcha. All right, Willie Jack. Keeping it pushing, man. Keeping it pushing. On to the last game that happened this past weekend. This one was actually on Friday on Prime. We had the Miami Dolphins going to New York to take on the Jets. And the Dolphins end up winning this game on the road, man, 34-13. Willie Jack, what happened in this
one? Man, this game right here, man. It started for the first half of this game. The Jets made a game of it. I mean, it really was. I think it's 10-6 to close out the half, and then here's just the comedy of errors that is just, I guess, Jets football at this point. Tua Tagovailoa throws a short out to Tyreek. It gets picked off right there on the out of bounds line, and so now the Jets are going to take over the ball. There's literally like, was it 6 seconds left, 4 seconds left, whatever it was, but they get this interception, and it's going to give them enough time to just shoot for a Hail Mary right before halftime. But it's 10-6 against a division rival. You're at home, and it's the Dolphins. You're like you said, you're keeping them in check. 10 points first. You couldn't have scripted this half better. Go in, take a knee. In hindsight, take the knee, go in 10-6, see what you can get done. No, instead, we take our newly promoted from third string to starter quarterback, Tim Boyle. We'll chuck one up. He chunks one up, of course, to the end zone. And what does Miami do but intercept it and return it 99 yards back for a touchdown? And so now all the momentum that could have been gained, in which you could have went into the halftime locker room feeling great about yourselves, giving ourselves a pep talk. Hey, 10-6, we got Tim Boyle at quarterback. Don't matter. We in this thing. You know what I mean? Maybe we come out with a different type of energy of jazz, and instead you give all that back. And not even one thing to trade the interception, but then to have it come back out and literally watch them go 99 yards and take it the other way to the house, man. So ugly start there, and then from there, honestly, then the Dolphins come out and I guess they just kind of roll the rest of the way. Now the scoring wise didn't pick up until I think they scored them touchdowns in the fourth quarter, but still just the Jets were just never really in the game. Just going forward, man, and Miami gets out of there as they should. Finishes up 34-13 as the final score, and so just really went away and separated themselves. And if you're the Jets, just chalk it. I know they've had this underlying hope that they can somehow stay competitive. Maybe we get Ryan back towards the end of December, and maybe we're positioned to kind of make a run. Just let that dream go. Just let that dream die. Like I said, man, when you're deciding between Tim Boyle and Zach Wilson as your starting quarterback, to go out there and be competitive, call it, man. It is what it is. And so, unfortunately, man, it looks like this just ain't the year. You'd wasted a Super Bowl caliber defense. That's what they've been hanging their hat on. But, man, that time has came and went, man. It is what it is. And, yeah, I don't see them rebounding or A-Rod coming back realistically, given what you thought.
And me either, Willie Jack. I'm with you on that, especially because their offense is just terrible.
Putrid.
It's awful. It's putrid. You know, it's bad. It's horrible. It's any bad words you want to throw out there, man. That's what it is. Like I can't remember seeing Willie, and I'm just being honest with you. I remember seeing the offense being so terrible to where they can't win at least a couple more games, or even have these games come down to the fourth quarter, But it's terrible. Boyle came out and got sacked 7 times in this game. It's just they just couldn't get anything going. Couldn't get anything going. And for Miami, I know you gave them a little bit of praise in terms of what they were able to do, but at the same time, Willie Jack, they showed in different instances why they struggle against top teams. They struggle to move the ball. They struggle to do some of the things that we want to see them do against some of the better teams. And we're continuing to see it week in and week out, which is part of the reason why, I don't have much faith in them when it's time to go against some of the big dogs, when it's time to go against some of those teams that are real legit playoff contenders. So I still want to see it, Miami. I still want to see it. So far, I haven't seen it. But I'm looking to see it. And then one other thing before we get out of here, Willie Jack, some bad news for the Miami Dolphins. They end up losing their edge rusher, Jalen Phillips, for the rest of the season with an Achilles.
That's right, yeah.
He had the Achilles injury in this game. So,
9 contacts.
Yeah, thoughts and prayers out to him. And if you watch the replay, I don't know if anybody see it, man. You can see exactly where
you can see it pop.
Where Achilles pop. I don't know if you guys seen it with maybe Kevin Durant a couple years ago in the playoffs. Ooh. Yeah, it was something like that, man. So thoughts and prayers go out to him. Hopefully for a speedy recovery. Nice young talent, coming into this and started to play very, very well for this defense.
No, for sure.
All right, Willie Jack. Well, those are all the recap games, man. Now it's time to jump into our previews, man. The games that are happening today. And then, of course, we got to jump into the Monday night game, and we got everything else coming up, man. So let's go ahead and do it, Willie Jack, without wasting any time.
Come on, Willie.
We got another divisional matchup, Willie Jack. We got the New Orleans Saints going to Atlanta today to take on the Falcons. Willie Jack, who you got?
And, man, you know what? This game was hard for me to choose for real. Because, I mean, all right. I'm going to go ahead and take – I don't know why, because this I don't think it's going to be a terribly exciting game at all. I'm not even expecting that, but still, I still didn't know which way to call it, man. I really don't trust what I'm seeing from New Orleans. Yeah. I mean, Derek Carr doesn't inspire any hope. And then, like I said, Jameis, man, he might score more points, but he's going to get the ball away more as well, man. That defense is still playing tough. Atlanta now, maybe, like I said, now that somebody's gotten Arthur Smith's ear, they show maybe finally a rededication to getting Bijan the ball. We saw his touches go up exponentially in this last week's game. And so them playing at home, if they're going to feed, no, I'm still going to take New Orleans. I didn't talk that out in my head. He still got to go against that New Orleans defense, whether they feed him the ball or not. And then, like I said, between Heineke and Ritter is no bueno either way. I'll go ahead and go New Orleans in this one. I do think Atlanta's defense can be pretty stingy as well, and we've seen how inept the Saints offense is. So I'm going to go low scoring. I'm going to go 20-13 New Orleans on the road.
Gotcha. And I'm going New Orleans as well, Willie Jake. But my answer is a little bit more simple. I don't trust Desmond Ritter. Just point blank period, man. I've seen it time and time again I've seen him be the reason that they drop these games. And it's because of self-inflicted, wounds, things that he's done to kind of hurt them. Now, don't get me wrong. You look at the end of some of these games, you see some of his numbers, and you're like, oh, okay, he didn't play bad. But no, you look at those turnovers and the mistakes that he's made. I just don't trust that. I'm also with you, Willie Jack. I don't know how much we can fully trust this New Orleans Saints team, but I know one thing: the defense is still playing pretty well, in which the Atlanta Falcons defense is starting to fall off a little bit. They're not playing as well as they were. They're the first half of the season, and I think the New Orleans Saints, they have the offense you can trust a little bit more. And then with just their combination of using not only the run game, and trying to spread the ball around there. Taysom Hill, man. Taysom Hill is a true difference maker. And I think he's going to be the true difference maker in this particular game. Which is why I'm going to go Saints in this one too, Willie Jack. I'm going to go Saints and give them 24, man. I guess I'll give the Saints 24 to Atlanta's 20. I think it's still going to be a closer game in terms of the score, but I got Saints winning this one on the road.
Gotcha.
All right. Keeping it pushing, Willie Jack. Let's go to your boys. All right, we got the Pittsburgh Steelers, man, going to Cincinnati to take on the Bengals. Willie Jack, who you got, brother?
Man, come on, man. The good guys ride again, man. I'm taking them boys, man. We going on the road. Joe Burrow's out, man. We got Joe Browning, John Browning? Don't matter. Jake Browning, red, white, blue, or yellow, or brown. Ain't gonna matter. I'm taking the Steelers to go on the road, man. First, I can't wait to see just what the offense looks like, man, with Matt Canada now being out the building. Like I said, I don't like just like kind of what we said before with the Bills and other teams. There's not going to be any wholesale change. The offense isn't going to come up now. We lining up in the spread or 5 wide, you know what I'm saying, 5 wide shotgun or nothing crazy like that. But I do think it's going to be definitely more of an emphasis on like a two-headed running attack, especially with the Bengals being with run defense kind of being more so of their sore spot. And so I do think, and I also now with the Bengals offensive line, we know it hasn't been stellar for a number of years now. And now also they don't have Joe Burrow's athleticism back there to make all the magic that he makes. And so I'm hoping this is a game in which my pass rush can kind of get back going. It's been a quieter kind of few weeks for us, I feel like, as far as getting after the quarterback. I think this is a game that we can the opportunity is going to be there. Is going to be there to turn it around against a weaker offensive line. And then on the other side, man, this game should be one in which we can actually afford to kind of take our time and really run the ball. And so I've got this one 21-17. I think Najee and Jalen both get a touchdown today. I think Kenny Pickett finds one. So I give us 3 touchdowns, one apiece from Kenny, Jalen, and Najee. But I definitely think this is a day in which the running backs carry the day for us, man. I'm looking for both those guys to get more than 80 yards on the ground, so that cumulatively, I think we need to be somewhere around that 200 yards rushing in this game, and I think it's doable.
All right, Willie Jack. Well, here's the thing, all right? I'm going to tell you what's really going to happen. You know what I mean? I'm looking at this. I'm going back to the Steelers schedule, right? Mm-hmm. There's a pattern here, okay? Mm-hmm. First game of the season against San Francisco, they lost. Then they win the next 2. Okay. The next game against Houston, they lost. Then they win the next 2. Okay. Then they lose to Jacksonville. Then they win the next 2. And last week, they just lost to Cleveland. By, my analysis and just me recognizing patterns, I was taught patterns. They taught me about patterns when I was in elementary school. They taught
to them.
Square, circle, circle, square. Circle, circle, square. Circle, circle, square. And to me, it just seems obvious that this is a pattern. You know what I mean?
I ain't mad at where you're going.
So that means this game right here is a win. You know what I mean? That's just, you can put it on the calendar for the rest of the season for the Steelers because we know how the season is going to end. You know what I mean? That's what's going to happen. But yeah, I'm going with the Steelers in this game on the road. I think that you're right in terms of Joe Burrow being out. That's going to hurt this offense. The offensive line hasn't been good, and I think this pass rush is going to be able to get after him. I think this is a game where it's set up perfectly for TJ Watt to enter his name. Well, I don't think his name has left the conversation.
No, but re-enter that. Yeah,
neck and neck with Garrett. I think this is that type of game where he can really be explosive and really, like I said, really get after the quarterback. Also, another pattern I've noticed when teams fire their offensive coordinators or defensive coordinators or get rid of somebody, that following game, that team seems to play with a lot more energy, and nobody's going to be playing with more energy than the Pittsburgh Steelers offense because people have been wanting Canada out of this building for a long time now. It's been a
long time coming.
You know what I'm saying? It's been a long time coming. So now that that's out the door, I feel like the Pittsburgh Steelers and the fan base, they have a breath of fresh air. They come on this game, they're going to be energetic. And I expect them to play with a little bit more energy and a little bit more fire. So I'm going Steelers in this game. I got Steelers on the road against the Cincinnati Bengals. I think they'll be their pass rush will be a little bit too much. And I think that they'll be able to find a couple sparks or something like that on offense to at least put up a few points. I'm giving y'all over 20 this game. I'm going to go 24 again. I'm giving y'all 24 to the Bengals 13. 24-13.
Hey, I like it.
This game. I think y'all come out, y'all take care of business, y'all play with their energy, and y'all ride the wave of Canada being out of that door. And then also Mike Tomlin just being such a good coach that he doesn't allow you guys to fall back-to-back times. So I'm going Steelers in this one.
No, see, I like what you did there. I like what you did. I didn't know where you was going, but I like what you did there, man. So yeah, I appreciate you. Yeah, go ahead, keep it rolling. You can keep going. You can keep talking like that every week. Yeah, you can keep
every week.
Yeah, you can keep that going.
All right, we'll keep rolling, then, Willie Jack. On to the next one, man. We at what may be considered a toilet bowl of the week. I know we got a few of them this week, man, but we got the Carolina Panthers going to Tennessee to take on the Titans. And Willie Jack, I'm gonna go Titans in this one. I think the Titans. This is one of those games where the Titans have came off a few losses. Now this is a game. This is a get right game. This is a perfect matchup for you guys to come out there and get yourselves together. Will Levis since that first game, man, we haven't seen much. He's been a little quiet. And I know you're a rookie, you're still going through bumps and bruises and the learning curve. But this is a get right game for you too. This is a get right game. This is an opportunity for you to show that, hey, maybe I should have been up there with the early picks in that draft. You know what I'm saying? Bryce, 2 rookies this year, going against each other head up. And I think they find a way to get Derrick Henry back involved in this game a little bit more. I expect to see a little bit of that. The Panthers, man, they just been awful on all ends. Offense, defense, offensive line. They've had a lot of struggles all season long. And I trust your boy, Mike Vrabel, to have this team prepared and ready to go at home. So give me the Titans in this one. I say give them 28. Give them 28. I go Titans 28-21 final score of this game.
I got you. And I entertained the Panthers a little bit in this game as well, but just kind of like you were saying as well, I landed the same way at the end of the day. I trust Mike Vrabel to prepare his club better than I trust what Frank Reich's been able to do with his. And then also, it hasn't been great for either rookie. Bryce Young's had 11 games of experience and hadn't done much with him. This is going to be the third start for Will Levis. And so I think just like you said as well.
This will be fourth. This will be the fourth.
Okay, it's fourth start. Okay, there we go. And so, but I like the kind of where this is at. I think you've got a very winnable game. You're at home. I think the Titans defense, this will be a game that they'll be able to look a lot better because Bryce Young just didn't seem to feel great on the other side and also he may even turn the ball over a time or two in this game as well. So I think the Titans defense is going to look a lot better in this game. And then same as you as well, I think they're at home. They're going to do everything they can to really kind of keep this one in hand, not let it get away from them, not let it get too much on the Will Levis' shoulders too early in the game. So I do think it's going to be a rededication to getting King Henry going in this game as well. So I see this game the same. I see this game the same way as you do. I've also got Tennessee getting this done. I've got it 23-16 Tennessee.
Gotcha. All right. Well, that's how we rolling. And then on to the next game, Willie Jack. We got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, man. Tampa Bay Buccaneers going to Indianapolis to take on the Colts. What about this one, Willie Jack? Who you got in this one, man? This was a tough one for me.
Yeah, and you know what? I did as well, man. I went kind of back and forth on this one. I'm gonna go ahead and keep Tampa Bay. I've got Tampa Bay getting this one done, but I didn't necessarily like it as much with them going on the road. The Indianapolis and Gardner Minshew in that offense, like they do threaten to kind of break out and put up some points. So like they can break out and get to 30, 34 points in some of these games. But I don't necessarily see it happening in this one. I think Tampa Bay goes on the road and does win a very kind of close, competitive style of game. I've got Tampa Bay getting this done 23-21. But yeah, I've got Tampa Bay getting it done on the road.
Gotcha. And I got Tampa Bay in this one too, Willie Jack, man. I got Tampa Bay, man. I got Bucks winning 27-17. I think with the overall struggles of this Indianapolis Colts team, I think it's just hard or tough for them to. It'll be tough for them to be, it'll be tough for them to do all the things they need to do to get the job done. One, I think that Vita Vea is back playing Vita Vea ball. So that's going to be one of the toughest parts for this Indianapolis Colts offensive line. I know they're not bad, but at the same time, Vita Vea and that offense, the defensive front alone, I think is going to give trouble to this Indianapolis Colts offense, and I think it's going to cause them troubles. I think Gardner Minshew is going to be sacked. I would say give me 4 sacks this game. He's getting sacked 4 times in this game. Just a little nugget, because if you got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense in this game, this might be one of those you want to think about playing those boys. I think they're gonna really get after the quarterback in this one. They're gonna force Gardner Minshew into some mistakes. He's gonna make some plays, as he always does, off script, but they're gonna be a little bit too much. And then on the offensive side of it for the Tampa Bay Bucks, I like what Rachaad White is doing, man. I like what he brings to the table. We haven't talked too much about his skill set. He hasn't been the best runner, but in terms of catching the ball out of the backfield, he's a difference maker. And we talked about Talanoa Hufanga's ACL injury. I don't know if everybody's seen the play where he got injured. It was because Rachaad White broke him off. You know what I'm saying? He gave him a couple moves, and he actually broke his ACL. It was an open field type. It was an open field tackle. and Rashad White was able to do what he normally does and get in the open field and make some of those plays. So I expect Rashad White to have a pretty decent game. And just throw another little sprinkle. I already talked about the defense. Give me Rashad White, man, over 125 yards from scrimmage and a touchdown today, man. I think he comes out, he has a pretty big game, and they lean on him a little bit more to help get this job done against this Colts team, man. So give me the Tampa Bay Bucks away. Get them the W, 27-17 as the final score here.
And you said Rashad White, you looking for him to do what now?
Oh, he's over 125 in the touchdown.
125, okay.
Yeah, over 25.
Okay, big day for Rashad White then. Okay, I see you.
Already.
Hold on, man, real quick, man. Look who just slid in the building, man. Shout out to ZB tapping in with your boys, man. Hey, we appreciate you, big dog, as always.
Okay, got you. On to the next one, Willie Jack. The next game, we got the New England Patriots, man. Could be another toilet bowl game. Going to New York to take on the Giants. Who you got in this one, Willie Jack?
Damn. And you know what? I went back and forth on this game, Chop, as terrible as it is. And a part of me is thinking, okay, Tommy DeVito is still Bill Belichick. He's seen Tommy DeVito play last week. So now Bill, if he can't do nothing else, he should be able to game plan for an inexperienced and not overly talented quarterback on the other side. So maybe this is one of those games where the defense comes out, they're stifling, they shut down the things that a young, inexperienced Tommy DeVito likes to do, and they find a way to win this game ugly. But then at the same time, as ugly as the quarterback play's been with the Patriots, of course, that Giants defense, every now and again, it finds a way to show up, especially when it's not against like a high-quality opponent on the other side. They are at home. Talking too much about a toilet bowl game, Chop. It's still tough.
You got it. Hey,
it's still
you got
tough.
it, brother.
I'm gonna go with the Giants. Maybe your boy Saquon, man. He should be able to carry the day. This is a game, Saquon, man. Carry the game. Get this one done, man. Let's go 20-13 New York over the Patriots. And I imagine this is going to be just a very ugly, uninteresting, slow-paced moving game. But I think the Giants may find a way to pull it off. There's one star in this game, and he plays for the Giants. So I'm going to try to ride with your boy Saquon, man. Get it done today, Saquon. Come on, man.
Gotcha. Hey, Willie Jack, I'm going to go New England in this game, okay? Because if it's one thing that Bill Belichick does better than anybody else, it's focus on the star. And if the Giants only got one, if you only got one star, I mean, Saquon Barkley, you know how I feel about you. It's all love. But I guarantee you, man, it's going to be bodies on you no matter where you go on this field, man. They're going to make sure they dedicate guys to you and don't allow you to beat them in this game because they do know you are the guy. If there's nobody else that can do it, you're the guy that can beat them single-handedly. So I expect them to do that. I also don't expect DeVito to come out and have the same game that he had this past week, in terms of just the performance that he was able to put together and help push this offense to putting up as many points as they did. So I expect them to take a step back in terms of that, and New England Patriots defense to be a little bit more on point in terms of how they handle the Giants. But on the other side of that, I don't know exactly how New England is going to score, enough point or a lot of points, but I think they're going to find a way to do it. I think they're going to find a way to do it. You know what I mean? This is going to be an ugly matchup. It's going to be a toilet bowl, Willie Jack, like you said.
For sure.
But I'm going Patriots. I trust that Patriots defense and their special teams to be able to push them over the edge, more than I do their offense. Also, interesting thing, Zappe and Mac Jones have been splitting first-team reps throughout this week. So I'm curious to see who's going to be the guy that gets those reps. Who's going to get the most reps this week? Are they just going to ride the hot hand? Who's ever playing the best is the guy that's going to play the majority of this game, or is it just something where they're going to be mixing and matching and depending on the situation, that's who they decide to go with?
Man, when you tell me Bradley Zappe and Mac Jones are splitting carries, that made me think like I'm trying to decide between water and milk, which one of them I want to fill my car up with. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not going anywhere either way. You know what I'm saying? We're not going anywhere either way, but depending on which one of those guys it is, man. But that is just an abysmal quarterback situation they got going on in New England, boy. That's terrible.
Absolutely, Willie Jack. Absolutely. All right, man. We're gonna take a quick break, man. We got a little word from the sponsors, man. And then of course we coming back on the other side of the show, with some more, meat and potatoes, a little bit more.
Come on, man. They know what's going on.
So, word from the sponsors, real quick, man.
Episode of Let the Film Speak hosted by the wonderfully handsome and intelligent brothers of Let the Film Speak. That's chopping your main man, Willie Jack. You feel me? Also brought to you by the Three Amigos. Y'all know them and you love them, man. That's the Three Amigos. That's like, that's share, that's subscribe, that's three the hard way, that's the 3-piece spicy. You cannot go wrong. Now, I say the same thing every week, so y'all can say that at home with me. I know y'all ready for it. Here we go. It's Three Amigos, but it's 4 parts to this process, big dog. First, you just got to tap in. Like my dog said, man, come in, tap in, just say what's up, man. Just holler. Hey, what's up, Three Amigos, man? Like, share, subscribe. Hey, Chop, man, Willie, man, what's going on, man? It's cool. I sit on the couch for sure. Y'all got some cold to drink? Oh man, my man. Yeah. Oh yeah. By the way, man, I'm a Broncos fan. That's all you got to do. That's it. That's easy. And Chop, come in, sit down, get comfortable, get a cool adult beverage, and let us know who you ride with, big dog. Then tell a friend. Like, man, that's a nice feeling here, ain't it? Man, it's cool, man. My homeboy was out. He was down. Man, it's cool. I can tell a friend. Tell a friend, man. And you know what? Even better than that, you can tell your friend to tell a friend. Guess what? There's more. You can tell your friend to bring his partner to. Bring one more because we need 4, man. Bring them up into the penthouse. Tap in with your dogs, man. Wednesdays at 7 o'clock. You know we don't wear no watches. We ain't got nowhere else to be but in here kicking football flavor with the fam. And now back to the regularly scheduled program.
All right, Willie Jack. All right, man. So on to the
Let's
next
go.
one. Coming out of break, man, we got the Cleveland Browns. They're going to Denver to take on the Broncos. And Willie Jack, this was a tough one for me, dog. This was a tough one for me to call because of both team situations and what we've seen as of late from these teams. Okay, so you have this Denver Broncos team. They're coming off of, I believe, 2 wins in a row. Okay,
2 or 3, yeah.
2 or 3. I know they beat the Bills on, was it Monday Night Football? Yeah, it was Monday Night Football. They come out, they beat the Bills. Then last week they come out and they end up finding a way to get the job done against the Minnesota Vikings. You know
it is 3 because remember they beat the Chiefs before that, so 3 in a row.
You're right. So they coming off 3 wins in a row, man, in which they're playing better ball. You know what I mean? We've seen Russell Wilson play safe. He's playing a little more conservative, but also making the necessary plays that they need down the stretch in order for them to get those W's. We also seen them squeak away, find a way to squeak past and get some of those wins, especially the one against the Bills, which is one I felt like, they definitely should have lost that one. But hey, they found a way, they got it done, so kudos to them. Their defense is also playing a little bit better. And of course, best cornerback in the business is back in his bag, man. He's back doing his thing. He's out there balling. But this team is starting to, like I said, put some things together. And what it is a tough division anyway, they're starting to get some things together and really start to put a fight towards, trying to make a playoff appearance. And then you got the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland Browns has been playing pretty well. The best defense in the league all season long, led by right now the leader in terms of the defensive player of the year and Myles Garrett. This defense has been playing lights out. I'm talking about from getting after the passer, defending the run, and then also just their coverage on the back end. Those guys are sticky, and it's hard to do things against this defense. But they lost their guy. They don't have their starter, which is the reason why it makes it tough for me. Because I think Sean Payton can dial up some things, but what I've also seen from Russell Wilson, he will hold the ball a little bit too long, and I think the coverage of this Cleveland Browns team on the back end is going to force Russell Wilson to hold the ball longer than he would probably want to, or that more longer than Sean Payton will feel comfortable with, and it's going to leave time for that pass rush to get after the quarterback. So that's the reason I'm going to go Browns in this game. I think they on the road. I think it's going to be a little bit of a low-scoring game. Give me the Browns 20 to the Denver Broncos. 20 to 13. No, 2016. 20 to 16. The Browns pull this one off on the road. I think they prevent, the Denver Broncos offense from doing much, and I think they get their run game going too. So I like their run game against this run defense of the Denver Broncos.
Yeah, no, and I feel the same way, man. Like I keep going back and forth on this game as well. The same. I don't like the Broncos have a quarterback in this. They have, I guess, what we'll call the quarterback in this game. And Russ has been playing better, especially than we had seen. But at the same time, the bar had been set so low that, man, it's not stellar, outstanding ball at all. But he's finding a way to get it done. And then even the the way that Sean Payton's calling these games, they're taking their time. They're slow moving games. Like I said, that Bills game really showed me something. They get the turnover, they come out and go 3 and out on the strength of 3 straight runs. Don't even trip because we get to punt the ball and pin them deep, and we'll just still keep playing defense until until you make a mistake, and then we can capitalize and get on the board. And so I can see how like both defenses kind of take charge in this game. But so for me, it's like, okay, well, which one of these teams is gonna find some offense? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's like I don't feel good about either of them finding some offense. I really don't, man. But like I said, man, if I've gotta pick one, you know what I'm saying, I'll go ahead and take. And you know what, you took the Browns on the road. I'll go ahead and take Russ at the crib, man. I'll take the Broncos at home. And like I said, I don't know. If we see 2 touchdowns in this game, it'll be one for each side, man. I'm gonna go 19-16 Broncos. Find a way to kind of win this of the battle of the field goals, man. I think there's gonna be a lot of field goals kicked. I think both defenses are gonna do a pretty good job of stifling each other's quarterbacks for sure. And then also, I think the Browns running game does worry me a little bit in this game because that running game, if it gets going, it's strong enough to kind of carry that offense themselves. But I don't know, man. I think Russ has found a way to kind of get Cam Sutton the ball or Cortland Sutton the ball in the end zone these last couple weeks. And so he appears to at least kind of getting some style of rapport there. And like I said, it's only the way that defense has been playing, like my dog Chop just said, that defense has kind of found its way back home. So the way they've been playing, one timely score by Russ in this game could be all the difference it makes. Much like we just saw in that Minnesota Vikings game. That miraculous throw all the way across the body, all the way from the right sideline to the back left pylon. That was in the fourth quarter with like 3 minutes left. You know what I'm saying? That was to close that game out, essentially. And that's the one play they needed. And that's the one he made to actually put them over top and win. I can see this game going something like that as well. Like this could be a 13-9 game in the fourth quarter. And then Russ gets one drive, and now they win this game 16-9 off the strength of just Russ's 1 touchdown in the day. I can see this game going that way. So I'm going to go Broncos at home, and I'm going to go 19-16.
Okay. Another game I'm getting up on my dog Willie Jack. I'm rolling with that. That's cool. And let's shout out, man. A few different shout outs, man. I want to shout out Baby Love, man. Baby Love is making her
Baby Love, come on
the episode, man. Upstairs. I know y'all can hear. I first off, I apologize to each and every one of y'all, man, in the audience. But hey, man, Baby Love is making her appearance on the show, man. She's letting y'all know she's in the building and she ain't shy about it. You know what I mean? And my dog Jeff comes in and says, "Hey, man, she heard Willie Jack talking too much about them Steelers and not talking about them Rams." You know what I'm saying? So she up there had to let you know, Willie Jack. Hey, man, calm it down, dog.
It could have been that, or I like this one better. She up there playing spades, up there giving somebody the business. She said, "Who you want? You going where? You going who? You going home?" Yeah. It looked like she up there on some of that, man. So I like it.
All right, straight up. But speaking of the Rams, man, let's go ahead and jump into it, man. We had the Los Angeles Rams go to Arizona to take on the Cardinals today, man. And of course, y'all know who I'm rolling with. It ain't no secret, man. What we need to play about it for? Ain't no sense, of playing around, doing all these little games. You know what I mean? And yeah, man, just get to it, man. Rams win this game on the road, 31-28. I think this is going to be a high-scoring game.
Whoa.
I think they're going to score some points in this game. And the reason being, one, we already got word. I think Cooper Kupp will be playing today. So we dodged that bullet. You know what I'm saying? So the Pook and Coop show, is back in full effect. You know what I mean? I know I've been talking about him a few weeks. I've been talking about how, once these guys get together, it's going to be dangerous. But now they're back together. And hopefully we don't have any injuries this game. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping these guys can stay healthy the entire game. But if so, I think we're going to get a lot of Pook and Coop. Also, on top of that, we get our boy Kyron Williams back this week, man. Kyron Williams is back in the backfield. And if you don't remember, those first few games of the season, man, Kyron Williams was running the ball. And they were giving him the ball a lot, getting the ball to him out of the backfield. He was a huge part to our offense. This Arizona defense hasn't been stopping anything. They ain't stopped the cold. They ain't stopped running water from running in their sinks in the bathroom. They ain't been able to stop nothing all season long. So that's part of the reason why I think it's going to be a lot of points scored, because on the other side of that, when teams figure us out on their offensive side of the ball, they're able to put up some points too. And Kyler Murray is, as we've said the last couple of weeks, he's back. It doesn't look like he lost a step. He still got the athletic ability. He still can make some throws. Now, they don't have a bunch of the talent that you would look for. And also, I'm gonna go throw a few nuggets out there because James Conner always kills us when we play him. I don't know, for some reason he finds a way to kill us in these games. So I'm gonna throw a little nugget out there for James Conner, man.
Okay.
James Conner goes for over 100 yards today and he gets a touchdown. But I don't think it'll be enough. I don't think it'll be enough to get them over the hump because I don't think they'll be able to stop us when they get back on defense. And that's part of the reason why I'm gonna throw another nugget out there and say Cooper Kupp goes for over 100 yards since a few weeks, about 4 or 5 weeks ago, man. It's been a while since he's been over 100. So give Cooper Kupp over 100 yards, and yeah, give him 2. He's going for 2. Ooh. Over 100 yards, 2 touchdowns in this game, man. They getting Cooper Kupp back involved. It's the Pook and Coop show. So the Rams take care of business on the road, man. 31-28.
Ooh, okay. I see what you did there. I've got and yeah, this is shaping up nicely, Chop. I've got Arizona holding it down at the crib, man. I got Arizona at the crib. I do think it's gonna be and for whatever reason, don't ask me how, but I've got it 21-20 Arizona, but I think this is gonna be the Kyler Murray show. Like, I think this is where we've seen flashes, we've seen it. I think this is the game where maybe it all comes together. I'm gonna give him one rushing. I think he's gonna get one rushing and one passing touchdown. But I'm looking for his legs to really kind of get going in this one as well. So I think there may be, let's say if your boy AD shows up, man, and starts to get some push inside, and then Kyler's able to scoop and kind of use his wheels, maybe more so in this game, avoiding pressure. Then also I do think that's gonna open it up. The threat of Kyler Murray kind of getting loose on you guys, that is gonna help to open it up for James Conner as well. To have him.
I'm trying to see. I think I heard you say 2 sacks earned down. Does you say something like that?
No, not at all. I probably said 100 yards rushing apiece for James Conner and Kyler Murray. If that's what if you heard anything, that's what you heard. Kyler Murray gonna have 300 total yards in this game, man. I'm gonna give him 100 on the ground. I'm gonna give him 200 in the air. And but I only got 3 touchdowns in this game, man. I got 2 touchdowns from Kyler Murray. I do think James Conner has a pretty good day rushing the ball as well. Kind of saying, like you were saying, I think he's going to get a touch. I think he gets in the paint as well. But I've got it still a very tight, close-knit game, man. I've got a 21-20 Arizona getting it done.
Yeah, and it seems like your boy Jeff, man, player from the Himalayas.
Player.
Agreeing with you, man. He says Kyler's been balling the last 2 weeks. Can the Rams stop him? I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to be 100. Nope. Nope. No. This is the thing about the Rams defense, man. The Rams defense, they're not one of the best defenses. They're one of the worst defenses. I'll say that. But in certain instances, they find a way to get a stop. Okay, there hasn't been a team this year to just straight up run us out the door. You know what I'm saying? To say each and every drive we're gonna score. There's no chance the Rams will be able to stop them. There hasn't been a team to do it against the Rams this season, even with the lack of experience that we have on our defense. There hasn't been a team to actually do that this year. So I don't think they're gonna stop him, but I don't think he's just gonna run Route One crazy either, to where it's like they run a score, but whatever the case may be, it's gonna be a high scoring game for sure. But
man, yeah,
I'm giving the Rams the edge on that one, man.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, man. I gotta give the Cardinals another touchdown. If Kyler's going crazy the way he does, man, it's got to be a 3 touchdown day and not a 2, man. I'm gonna change my score. I'm going 28-20 because Kyler's gonna have 3 touchdowns and not 2. Kyler's gonna have 3 touchdowns and not 2. Yeah, man.
Okay. Well, hey, Willie Jack, I appreciate that game, man. So I'm gonna keep on pushing. You know what I'm saying? On to the next one. Appreciate that. We got another divisional matchup, man. We got the Kansas City Chiefs going to Las Vegas to take on the Raiders, man. Willie Jack, who you got?
Man, I've got Kansas City going on the road and getting this one. Like I said, of course. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Of course, the real tough loss that they just came off of as well. And so now you get a divisional opponent. Now you do have to go on the road to get it. Talks are in Las Vegas as well that Max Crosby's been doubtful for this game. I know he's been talking in the media saying that he's going to try to push the play, but I don't know if they ever came out and said whether or not he's going to be actually active for the game or not. And if not, man, I think this defense, like, he is a lot of that juice, man, especially in the front seven for sure. But they kind of built this defense like Robert Spillane at the second level playing linebacker. He's playing pretty good ball, but Max Crosby really is kind of the fuel in this engine. And if he's out, man, it definitely kind of worries me on what kind of juice they're going to get defensively. And this is the same defense now that we saw played a tight game with the Dolphins in Miami just 2 weeks ago as well. 13-20, they lose that game as well. So holding that Dolphins offense to 20 points does bode well for them to maybe help kind of slow down or stifle the Chiefs offense that just really hasn't really fully gotten in its groove. And then even if Patty has it rolling, well, the other guys may not feel like catching the ball that day, as we've just seen here recently. And so I do think there's a chance that if Max Crosby's in this game and getting busy, man, they can maybe make this ugly and try to muck this up a little bit. But at the same time, that Chiefs defense is playing phenomenal as well. And so Aiden O'Connell, I just don't think he has the chops to get it done. Even if the Raiders are having success with their own defense, I just don't see what the Raiders offense is going to do with that Chiefs defense. And so I say all that to say I'm going to take Kansas City to get this done on the road. And I've got it. No, I gave them too many points because, I think that Chiefs defense, I think I gave the Raiders too many points. I don't think that Chiefs defense is going to do what they need to do today, man. I'm going to go 24-16 Kansas City on the road, man. I think the defense carries the day.
Okay. All right, Willie Jack. All right. I'm going Kansas City as well, man. I'm going Kansas City in this game. I think it's going to be a real tough game for Aiden O'Connell. I also think that the Chiefs going to be playing with a little bit more fire under their belt. It's coming off of that loss and them still trying to hold on to the top spot in the AFC. And I think they come out firing, man. I don't think this is going to be a close game. I don't think the Raiders have too much of a chance. I think this game is going to get ugly. And it's going to get ugly early. I know the Raiders, what they're going to do is come out and try to really focus on getting Josh Jacobs the ball and continuing to feed him, especially under Antonio Pierce. It's been looking like that's been a thing and what they want to do. But I don't think the Chiefs come out here and they lay egg in this game. I think they come out ready to go and they're going to put up some points. So give the Chiefs 31 in this game. I got them winning this one 31-13. Final score game. Not gonna be close, and it's back to business as usual. We're back to business for the Kansas City Chiefs.
No, I got you. I'm not gonna lie, man. That Chiefs offense, 31 points seems like a tall order for just how from the offense that we just saw them put on display that last week's game against that Philly team. But like I said, I definitely think they get it done for sure.
Got you. And this is what we like, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Anybody that's in the chat, this is the type of stuff we like. We want to hear them bold predictions, man. My dog ZB, a.k.a. Zach the Mac, came in and said, hey, I'm calling a defensive score for the
team.
He said, no matter what happened at some point throughout this game, the Chiefs are going to get a defensive score. I like their bold predictions, man. So anybody else got some bold predictions on any other game, feel free, man. Throw them on in there. Of course, we like to hear those, man, for sure. Like to hear those. On to the next one, Willie Jack. We got the Baltimore Ravens going to Los Angeles to take on the Chargers, man. Baltimore Ravens take on the Chargers. I'm going Ravens in this one, Willie Jack. I'm going Ravens. I think that the one thing that scares me about this one is because you never know which team is going to show up when you're talking about the Los Angeles Chargers. They can come out here. I'm sorry, say it again. Did you say something?
No, I ain't saying it.
Oh, okay, my fault. But you never know what team is going to show up when you're talking about the Los Angeles Chargers. They can come out here, their offense can be on point, and they can come out and ready to put up some points and compete in this game. But then they can also come out here and lay an egg. We've seen that too many times. Brandon Staley is on the hot seat, which I'm so happy about. His butt should have been burned a long time ago. Actually, I don't even know if he should have a seat as of right now. So I feel like there's a lot of pressure on them. And what we've seen for most times throughout the last few years is when it comes to Brandon Staley and this particular Chargers team, pressure really does bust pipes. You know what I'm saying? Because they haven't been able to show up. He hasn't been able to make the right decisions in those high pressure moments. It's just been a lot of bad, football being played and not just showing up in the right situations for this particular team. And that's the identity that they continue to show. And for the Baltimore Ravens, it looks like they're back rolling. Now, of course, they faced the Cincinnati Bengals team who ended up losing their star guy. But just throughout the season, in terms of what I've seen, the consistency and what they're able to do, I don't think the Chargers will be able to do too much against this Baltimore team. I think they're going to be able to get the run game going, and they're going to get after Herbert. Okay. And I don't know if y'all remember a few weeks ago when we talked about Herbert. Herbert is straight line, athletic. He doesn't have a lot of wiggle and the ability to get out of a lot of those jams in the pocket. And I think that's going to cause trouble for him today. I think Baltimore gets after the Chargers and gets after Herbert. And I think they're able to get the job done on the road. So give me the Ravens on the road. I say they get 27 in this game. 27-20 is my final score of this game.
See, now I don't feel so good. I I went back and forth on this game, honestly. And I'll tell you before I even get to my score, because this is the game that worries about. This is what worries about me about this game, because I feel kind of the other way about the kind of some of what you said about the Chargers is kind of how I feel about the Ravens. I think the Ravens have been playing down to competition. So like all three of the Ravens losses have been against the teams that they should have been a comfortable favorite to. And so now the Chargers, I don't think they're on the same level as that to say there should be a comfortable favorite, but they're not playing well. And so this is a game I think in which the paper, like we play these games on paper instead of on the field. Paper tells me the Ravens should go ahead and win this game comfortably. Well, then that also tells me that I need to be worried that the Ravens go out there and lay an egg a little bit. Yeah. And it is on the road. They are going to the West Coast. It is the Sunday night game on the West Coast. So Baltimore being an East Coast team, this game is being played at 10:30 at night for Baltimore. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. Maybe sometimes I look too much to that type of stuff, but it's gonna be a very late night body feel game for the Ravens. And also, man, this Chargers offense, they still. I think I like Keenan Allen and what he's gonna have against him in the secondary as far as just his individual matchup. I still think he could be successful there, but okay, yeah. I tried to talk myself into it, Chop. But man, I can't put the church's money in the basket of jellyfish, Justin. I just can't do it. And I wanted to bad, especially when you announced your score and your score the same score I had. I got Baltimore 27-20, but now I don't feel good about it. You got my same score. If me and you thinking the same, that means I'm thinking wrong. That's what I've learned.
That's what you think.
Hey, it makes me nervous.
You know what? Don't even worry about Willie Jack. From this point on, in every game, I'm dropping nuggets just to let everybody know I really do this. Y'all getting nuggets every game, man. From here on out, man. Y'all need to know what's going on, and your boy Chopper should have let y'all know what's going on. That's what's happening.
No, hey, I got you. I tell you, I'm gonna change my score. I'm gonna give the Baltimore Ravens one more point. I'm gonna go 28-20. Baltimore on the road. I don't feel great about it, man. I'm not gonna lie, I just don't. I can see this being a game in which Baltimore just kind of comes out lackadaisical or silly turnover or fumble recovery, short field. Justin and those boys find a way to score, and then Baltimore gets themselves in a tight kind of game in which maybe they were driving and I can see it going the other way, man. But I'll take Baltimore on the road 28-21.
And here's my first nugget, okay? So I'm gonna let y'all know I do this. Lamar Jackson, 224 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, and a rushing touchdown, and he's going for 53 yards on the ground. All right, that's where all your 3 of your touchdowns coming from. You know what I'm saying? 2 passing touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown on the ground for Lamar Jackson, man. 3 total touchdowns. What was it? 2 interceptions. Hey, I'm just letting y'all know on the mark. That's what's happening.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie now. That sounds very likable. Then we get a good comment from Michael Becker in the building. Man, what's going on? What he said? Mark Andrews out, of course, with the injury, we know, but Flowers and Odell were also questionable, and I did see that as well. But I think both of them are active for the day. And then honestly, God damn, man, they trying to talk me into these Chargers. Michael Baker, why are you doing that to me, man? God dang.
I'm giving you time. Go ahead and do your thing, Willie Jack. Go ahead and do your thing.
Damn.
And shout out to my dog Mike too, man. He's another Steelers fan too, Willie Jack. That's my dog,
man. Hey, man, you gotta lead with that, man. Mike, what's up, baby? Hey, walk him home, big dog. If ain't nobody walking you home properly, let me walk him. Be well. Me couch is Sue couch. My couch is your couch. My coat of dope beverages is your coat of dope beverages, big dog. You pull up, get real comfortable. You hear me? But
you wasting time to make this pick, man. Come on, man.
I was. Damn it, Chop. Chargers 28, Baltimore 24. Jellyfish Justin finds a way to get it done. And this is why I think so, man. Baltimore, it feels like in these kind of like little games where, like say, I mean, like when they play the Colts, when they play the Titans, when they play, you know what I'm saying, when they play these little teams, I can see when they play the Steelers, Lamar and the Ravens be driving. They're going to be like on the 30-yard line approaching the red zone or maybe even in the red zone. That's where we see the strip sack. You know what I'm saying? That's where we see the tip pass interception. You know what I mean? It feels like there's always a play where Baltimore takes points off their own board and gives it to the other team. And then maybe with the Chargers being at home at night, maybe that's the difference that they need. 28-24, Chargers find a way to shock the Ravens at home. There you go. Are you happy now, Chop?
There
Are
you
you
go.
happy now? Look what he did.
There you go. There you go,
Hey.
man. And shout out Sis, man, letting everybody know, reminding, man, y'all got an 11:55 Central Time, man. That's how much time y'all got to get your picks in. Get the picks in, you know what I'm saying, as part of this weekly pick 'em. But let's keep on pushing with it, Jack. Now, go ahead. I'm sorry, go ahead. Say what you're going to say.
Well, I guess, I mean, if I'm going like that, man, I might as well go ahead and throw another nugget out there, man. Look for Keenan Allen to go for 150 yards and 2 touchdowns, man, if that's the case. That means it was a big day for Keenan Allen. He got the cooking. If it's a big day for Keenan Allen, that means Justin Jellyfish also had himself a day. I'll go 300 yards and 3 touchdowns for Jellyfish Justin. Half of those going to Keenan Allen, man, 150 and 2 touchdowns. I think Austin Eckler probably gets Austin Eckler may get in the paint in this one as well, although he's not going to have a big stat yard day. But I can see him run. He can get like a 22-yard screen to the crib or something like that. Yeah, man. I'm going all the way, man. If you're going to jump out the window, you got to jump all the way.
Well, since Keenan Allen is going for 150 yards and 2 touchdowns, I can't wait to hear your performer of the week this week. I can't wait. Man. So on to the Monday night game, man. The Monday night game, we got the Chicago Bears going to Minnesota to take on the Vikings in a divisional matchup. Willie Jack, who you got in this one, big dog?
Let me see. I was writing down my nuggets. Okay, Chicago going to Minnesota. I'm taking Minnesota. I'm taking the Dobbs train will run on. I'll take Minnesota at the crib. Like I said, Josh Dobbs is 2-0 in Minnesota. Very easily could have been 3-0 if not for the heroic late, touchdown from Russ, turning back the clock a little bit and showing us some of that magic again. But he very well could be 3-0 in his time in Minnesota. But I think they do find a way to get back in the win column this week. That Vikings defense has been, like I said, man, we've been singing their praises pretty regularly here. And I think this is a game as well when you got a Justin Fields-led offense back in the building now. He still does have to threat with his legs, but this is still an opportunity in which we can see that Vikings pass rush, namely Danielle Hunter, still one of the league leaders in sacks. This type of game is one that he can really be a real menace. Justin's going to hold on to the ball a little bit. He's going to scramble around a little bit. And so I can see the Vikings in that defense getting home, and this could be a game in which there's 4 or 5 sacks by these Vikings. One of these turns into a turnover as well, and so I can kind of see it playing out that way. I'm gonna go 23. No, I'm gonna go. Yeah, no, I'll keep that. I'll go 23-20 Minnesota getting this one done.
Gotcha. And you go, of course, Zach the Mac had to come through, man. Letting everybody, reminding everybody know, you know what I'm saying? Bigger Josh, you know what I'm saying? Bigger Josh is in the building. And I've been going back and forth on this game, Willie Jack, because something's telling me. And you know what? Since we dropping nuggets, man, forget it, man. I mean, this is what we doing, right? You said this is what we doing, so this is what we doing, man. I'm going Bears on the road in this game. I feel like they get the job done. I think Brian Flores is going to come out there. He's going to try to get after the quarterback. Of course, he's going to blitz like he does. And he's going to find ways to put some pressure on Justin Fields. All right, but this week, I think Justin Fields he's going to find those lanes. He's going to find those holes, and I expect Justin Fields over 100 yards on the ground, a touchdown. The boy going to throw for over 200 yards and 2 touchdowns. Big day for Justin Fields this week, man. He comes out, he lights up the Minnesota Vikings on the road. This is a Justin Fields game, man. Justin Fields, a little bit of DJ Moore, a little bit of Khalil Herbert, but it's going to be the Justin Fields show for sure. They're going to blitz. He's going to hit those lanes, and it's off to the races. The boy is athletic. The boy can do a lot of things in the open field, and I feel like it's going to be, some what my dog say? Some smoke in the city. Some smoke in the city, man. So I expect the Bears to come out and get this W on the road and the big win. For Minnesota, for me, I think they're set up perfectly. But I'm curious to see what this offense is going to look like again this week. Now we saw a little bit of both, the best of both worlds from Josh Dobbs and this offense and how they've been operating. But I want to see how they operate this week. I want to see what it really is for Joshua Dobbs and this offense. Kevin O'Connell is going to do his thing. He's going to draw up some things. Another important key to this, right as of right now, Justin Jefferson is questionable for this Monday night game.
Yeah,
so there is a possibility that he steps out on the field. But shout out to my dog Zach the Mac. He said some stuff that made some sense to me, and he told me, he said, "Hey man, Minnesota Vikings bye week is next week." There's no way they're bringing him out this week. They sit him out, let him sit this bye week. He'll be back on the other side of the bye week to help, try to get the team and push them on this playoff run as they continue to stay in the mix. So, with all that being said,
comment.
I'm going Chicago in this one, man. I got the Bears winning this one on the road. I said Justin Fields getting 3 touchdowns. Give Khalil Herbert a rushing touchdown in this game and give him a field goal, man. 31-24 final score of this game. The Bears take this one on the road in an exciting game. This is going to be exciting, man. We're going to see some fireworks. There's going to be some plays being made in this game, man. And a lot of them going to be made by Justin Fields.
Now, and you know what? I can see that. Now, here's another thing as well, man. Shout out to ZB. That's actually a good comment, but here's another thing. I look at it as well. I don't know who the Vikings have on the other side of the bye week, but also I think this is a game because I think he was pushing the play last week. Justin Jefferson was, and he would end up being a late scratch in this one. But I look at it on the other side because I do like. They
got the Raiders. They got the Raiders on the other side of the bye week.
Okay, and that's another winnable game. And I don't know if it's at home or away, but that's another winnable game. I almost like the thought. Man,
it's at Las Vegas.
Okay, so he's definitely going to play there, and you definitely need him there as well. But I think this is an opportunity to pick up 2 games instead of 1. Like I think this is still a winnable game if Justin Jefferson doesn't play. But I think you have to feel more confident having him on the field against a Bears team. And so I think instead, man, I would double down and play him if he's healthy, and let's pick up these next 2 wins, man, and see if we can really make boys uncomfortable, make the Lions uncomfortable a little bit coming off a loss they just had to the Packers, you know what I mean, and kind of really, up the score a little bit and tighten that lead, or shrink the lead down that the Lions have, man. I don't know, man. That's a good comment though from ZB, man. Shout out to ZB getting it done.
For sure. All right, Willie Jack, it's about that time, dog. We got 2 games left, man. And, of course, these are the games of the week, man. We got the games of the week. And the first one on the docket, man, we're going to jump into my game of the week. I got the Jaguars going to Houston to take on the Texans, man. And the thing for me is, one, of course, we all know this is a divisional matchup. All right, both of these teams are fighting to finish in first in this division. We got the Jacksonville Jaguars sitting at 7-3 right now, and then the Houston Texans are right behind them at 6-4. Both teams have shown to be some pretty solid teams. But who is the real deal? Who is the team that's going to come out of this division, on top and actually, push in the playoffs? You got CJ Stroud, who's entered some people's MVP talks, and then you got Trevor Lawrence on the other side of this with, all right, we want to see Trevor Lawrence take the next step. We want to see him be the superstar that everybody, felt like he could be and he was going to be when he was drafted number 1 overall, in the draft a few years ago. So this is what we're looking at in this game. And Willie Jack, I don't think it disappoints. I think we get a shootout in this one, which is part of the reason why I got my performer of the week in this game. And it's going to be from the guy in Jacksonville, man. The guy, Trevor Lawrence, a.k.a. Sunshine, a.k.a.
Sunshine.
Trevor Lawrence comes out and he shows up and has a big game in a shootout against CJ Stroud. I think we're getting all the fireworks in this game. Give Trevor Lawrence 400 passing yards in this game, 4 touchdowns. The boy is going to be on fire. You know what I'm saying? He's going to be passing the ball all over the field. I think he lights up the Houston Texans in this game. But don't get me wrong, still got some more nuggets for you. I think CJ Stroud, he shows up too. He's coming off of a 3-interception game, which he is not happy about. And I feel like he's gonna come out ready to ball too and ready to revive himself in terms of what he looked like this week and try to enter himself back in the MVP talk. And for we already know the rookie of the year it's almost sealed up, in a sense. But he's trying to come out and let everybody know who he truly is and that he's truly a superstar, and he has arrived as well. So give him over 300 yards and 3 touchdowns in this game. So just a little nugget there. But I think Jacksonville is going to be a team that comes out on top because I think CJ Stroud is going to make 1 mistake. It's going to be 1 interception in this game. They're going to find a way to get that takeover, and they come away with the W in this game. So give the Jacksonville Jaguars 28. No, give him 28 in this game. All 4 touchdowns come from Trevor Lawrence. 28-27. Final score of this one. The Jacksonville Jaguars get that W.
Man, I tell you what, man. And you did a lot there, man. And I was worried as well because my player of the week also comes from this game as well. And you touched on a little bit, but man, you you was close. You was honing in the right direction, but then you went the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? You had a chance to do the right thing. Instead, you went left. Because the quarterback is going to be the player of the week in this game is none other than C.J. Stroud. Now, a lot of y'all don't know. C.J. actually stands for don't nobody know. Osman make
I thought you had something clever lined up, dog.
Hey, man, yeah. Hey, I thought it was gonna come through, but I was like, damn, what's the CJ can't jump? I don't know, man. I don't know what to call it, but no, CJ, I think does his thing in this game. I think this is the game we've already seen them. The Texans go on the road and beat Jacksonville earlier in the season. That was a huge and monumental win because I think that's the win that really kind of jump started that streak of games we saw. They ran off. I want to say they ran off the next 2 or 3 after that in exciting fashion. And then that's where we saw C.J. Stroud kind of take another step and really kind of announce himself to the league like, nah, man, this young guy's here. And I think this trend kind of continues here today. I think C.J. Stroud has a big day, man. I've got the Texans winning this game. I had what's my score? I had 28-24. But honestly, a lot of the stuff you said about Trevor Lawrence is what I felt about CJ in this game. I've got CJ Stroud having all 4 touchdowns in this game, and I've got him throwing for 350 yards as well. Tyson Campbell's still out for the Jaguars. He's been more or less their top corner. He's out again in this game as well. And we've seen the kind of magic that CJ Stroud's had with those young guys he's got. Tank Dell, I think he's been over 140 yards the last couple weeks. Noah Brown is out again in this one, but I think Nico Collins is still there, expected to play. Dalton Schultz, who's been a very reliable, especially in the red zone, a very reliable red zone option as well. And then also, man, the more or less X factor in his offense is the newfound running game with Devin Singletary. And so I really kind of like what the Texans have across kind of all 3 levels of the offense, man. So on the outside with Tank Dell, and you still got Nico Collins out there, and like I said, and then on the inside, man, with Dalton Schultz, and then Devin Singletary as well, running in, receiving the ball, and then like man, just CJ, he has been a little more, I don't want to say frivolous, but he has turned the ball over a lot more in some of these recent games than we've seen all season. But at the same time, I mean, I don't want to get too caught up because he's up to 4 interceptions now. He went 9 or 11 weeks to start the year without any. And so, okay, maybe he made up for a little lost time in that 3 interception game there. A game in which they still came back and won that game. Am I tripping? They still won that game.
Yeah, they won.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and so they still won that game. And so, and I'm just not sold on these Jaguars, man. I think the Jaguars have shown me enough that where I felt good knocking them out of the round of contenders and calling them pretenders. They just don't show up when it matters against varsity opponents, and they get spanked the way they did at home. Now, it was the Niners. That's an impressive team, but you got to show up. If I'm going to respect you and treat you as a potential contender, like you just got to show up. And so going on the road to a Texas team you've already lost to, a Texas team that I think offensively is playing way better as well anyway. I like the matchup more so for the Texans, man. My dog Tom in the chat, he didn't already let y'all know. I told y'all a couple weeks ago, I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. He said today's flavor is strawberry kiwi mixed with lemonade. Sound fire. Pull me up too. Double cut me, Tom, because I'm on board, man. CJ Stroud player of the week, 350 yards, all 4 touchdowns, and the Texans take control of this division in a very exciting home win today, 28-24.
Gotcha. All right, Willie Jack. And then my dog Miles, man. My dog Miles, man. He said Christ Jr. He can't, and then he say, man, go ahead and name the guy Baby Jesus, man. Christ Jr. Hey. That's what CJ Stroud for. Hey, man. I like you, Willie Jack. Hey, dog.
Hey, that's funny, man.
my boy Miles came through, dog. Miles came through, man. He dropped the nickname on us for sure. Real bad.
That's funny. I don't know. You might make somebody mad with that one, but I like. Hey, that's funny. That's funny. Gotcha.
All right, Willie Jack. The next one is you, man. I think it's about time you go ahead and tee up the game of the week, man. What's your game of the week this week, dog?
Yeah, man. This one for me, man. Like I said, maybe it doesn't have as much shine or luster as when I spotted this game to start the season. You know what I mean? But no, this one is still, I expect an exciting and competitive game, man. I got Big Josh and the Bills going to Philly, taking on Jalen Hurts and man, they got their own kind of little machine up there as well, man. But in my game of the week, and you know what? This is the thing for me in this game. The Eagles got a very meaningful win last week, but they probably don't. I mean, a win is a win, and I know they taking that win. But when they went back and looked at the film, they probably had the film is gonna lie. Like, man, the Chiefs took 10, 14 points off their own board in that game. And so they get a big win on the road. You kind of exercise maybe some of the anger or leftover feelings from that Super Bowl in which you don't get it done. But it's almost bittersweet. You didn't go out there and really take it to the Chiefs like you really wanted to. So I think they still come to this game motivated to still kind of get a win in which they kind of make a point. And then if you're the Bills as well, like you say, you let go of your offense coordinator. You come out, you get a big win. Well, yeah, I mean you win big against a struggling Jets team, but you did find some offense in that game. You scored over 30 points. I think Josh played relatively clean. No, I think he played relatively clean in this game as well. And so now this is the first test for this is a real test now for this Bills in this new world without their offensive coordinator, going on the road against a very quality opponent, and then an Eagles team as well. This is the game in which you don't want to necessarily drop, build on the momentum you have from that Chiefs game. See, look, Jeff in here already. Look, medium. He said he ain't worried about medium Josh. Man. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, man. I think I've got to go to Eagles as well, man. They're just too stacked. There's too many ways for the Eagles to win, and not enough ways for the Bills to win, man. If the Bills win, we know it's all on the right arm and on the legs of Josh Allen. But if the Eagles can win this game on Justin Hurts' legs, they can win it on Justin Hurts' arms, they can win it on DeAndre Swift's legs. I mean, there's just so many more avenues for them to win this game. So I am gonna take the Eagles in this one. I'm gonna go 28-24. Philly gets it done, but man, I definitely hope and believe that this is going to be a very competitive, entertaining game.
Gotcha. And my dog Jeff, he coming in hot, man.
He coming
in hot. That's what I'm talking about. Jeff, player from the Himalayas. He come in. He says AJ Brown's going for 125 and 2 touchdowns this game, man. I ain't mad at you, man. Spoken like a true Eagles fan for sure, like a true Eagles fan. But here's my thing, Willie Jack, and I've been kind of going back and forth on this game. Okay, and it's really for a couple reasons. I want to know how this defense is going to hold up, how the Bills defense is going to hold up against a run game that can be very dangerous for the Philadelphia Eagles. But here's the thing, though. DeAndre Swift hasn't rushed for over 100 yards in probably since whatever week that was, he took over as a starter, maybe week 3 or 4. You know what I mean? He hasn't rushed over 100 yards. Now, their rushing game, that doesn't take away from anything. Their rushing attack is still strong because they have the ability to rush the ball with their quarterback as well. But their straight up run offense hasn't been as strong when you watch them over the last few weeks. And the other side of that too, the Philadelphia pass defense. I know they went to go get Kevin Byard, and he has helped, but they're still bottom 5 in the league in terms of their passing defense. And if we don't know anything else, we know what the Bills are getting ready to come into Philadelphia to do this week, and that's pass the ball. Monday Night Football, Josh Allen showing up, and they're going to pass the ball a lot. So, and he's going to extend plays. So with him being able to do that, that's going to be a lot of trouble for this Philadelphia, secondary. So that's the thing that I'm kind of worried about there. All in all, I think this is going to be the game on Monday night that shows and proves to everybody that why we say Josh Allen is still one of those guys. I think he comes out. They beat Philadelphia on the road this game, and it's due to the struggles of that passing defense. I think Josh Allen lights him up. Between Josh Allen, the guy Shakir and Diggs, it's gonna be rough. Diggs has been quiet the last few games. Monday night primetime, he's here to show up. I expect to see him get a few big catches and show some videos of him on the sideline talking about I'm him. I expect this type of game.
Hey, I like where you're going.
So get Diggs over 100 yards and 2 touchdowns in this game. Josh Allen's throwing for over 300. He's also going to rush, for at least 60 yards in this game. It's going to be one of those typical Josh Allen games, man. Give him at least 3 touchdowns. And I think the Bills, they come out and they do their thing and get this W on the road against this Philadelphia team. And, it's going to be entertaining. It's going to be entertaining. This is when you want to get your popcorn for sure. But yeah, give me the Bills on the road, man. Bills, they got this one 31-28. 31-28. No, let's up it up a little bit. Let's up it up.
More?
Yeah, 34-31. 34-31. I think that it's going to be one of those games, man, where these defenses, the offense is going to have the defense's number, and it's going to be hard for each of these teams to get those stops in those crucial moments. And just Hurts and Josh Allen both have it's in their blood. They're going to show up, okay? And when you get quarterbacks that are on point like that in games like this, it's hard to stop them. And I think it's going to be hard to stop both of these both of these offenses in this game. So yeah, that's why I'm going Bills, man. I'm going Bills.
Oh, hey,
and they need this one bad. They need this one a little bit better than the Philadelphia Eagles need this one, man. The Bills are desperate. They're getting into desperate mode.
No, they definitely do need this, man. This would be a massive win, man. They get this win on the road Monday night in Philly, man. Hey, that's big, and that honestly that upsets the AFC as we see it right now, man. I just see the Chiefs take a bad loss at home. The Bengals have faded to black, or it looks like they ready to fade out the picture, man, with Joe Burrow going down. The Dolphins are wildly inconsistent. Still, nobody feels great about them. So the Bills go get this win Monday night in the fashion that you said, man, and that really does throw a wrench into the rest of this AFC playoff picture for sure. Man, hey, that's hey, I ain't gonna lie. That's bold, man. It's still but I ain't gonna lie. I would love to see it. Y'all know what's going on, man. I would definitely love to see it. But man, that's just, I think, like I said, man, it's just, there's one avenue for the Bills to win, and it's the way you line it out. And now it's possible. If that's the game we get from Josh or Diggs, man, then they definitely can score points in bunches, man, and keep pace and get it done. They can. But man, it feels like it's like 1-on-4. You know what I mean? It just still feels like there's Josh and Diggs, like, or 2-on-4. You know what I mean? Josh and Diggs versus Jalen. Swift can still be dangerous. AJ Brown can still go crazy. Devontae Smith can still go crazy as well. Even defensively for the Eagles, they've got enough weapons back there to throw enough bodies at Diggs. You still got Darius Slay, Darius Slay does tend to play well in these kind of premium matchups. When he lines up against a Justin Jefferson, when he lines up against in some instances, I know he's got cooked before as well. I don't want to leave that out. But I'm saying, I think he is able to kind of step up and play well. You still got Bayard and the way they're using him. Dawson Knox isn't going to be the task or the challenge that Travis Kelce was, but if need be, Bayard could be put on Knox and make his day real difficult as well, because they still don't have a reliable number 2 in that passing offense to kind of keep teams from just putting 3 bodies surrounding Diggs. Gabe Davis is a no-show and a nobody. Man, I'm not gonna lie, man. That's a tall order, man, for the Bills. But man, I would love to see it. I would love to see it. I ain't gonna lie to you.
What Willie Jack? You say this all the time, right? What does any of that matter? If you got a guy that can go out there and get the job done, what does any of that matter? Especially against a bad Philadelphia Eagles passing defense. This Bills offense, they're going to pass the ball. They don't do nothing else. They're going to pass.
No, hey, our dog Jeff. You might have froze. Chop, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay, I can hear you, but your screen is frozen. I ain't going to lie, boy. You look crazy, boy.
Yeah, I see it. I can see it. I can see it. Don't even worry about it.
But now, I'm gonna let you get your camera together, man. But now we got a good comment, man, from our dog Jeff. Now he's holding it down for the Eagles game, man. You know what I'm saying? He ain't letting that slide. But he's reminding us that Bills' offensive line is trash. And I'll have to agree, man. The Bills' offensive line is definitely going to be overmatched, man, going against that Eagles pass rush. Hassan Riddick announced himself pretty early in that Chiefs game, almost out the door, and gets a sack on Patty. And the Bills' line doesn't compare at all to that Chiefs line. Okay, I don't know how much of that you caught, but yeah, I
caught everything. I ain't gonna.
Okay, there we go. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So he makes a good point, man. Yeah, the Eagles, that defensive line, they should definitely overmatch that Bills offensive line, man, and also help to make it a tougher day on Josh. Also, they could stifle and stop James Cook from maybe even getting going, so that they just we know the Bills have shown if James Cook doesn't kind of pop one early, man, they'll go ahead and just put him in the tuck, man, and say, hey, man, Josh, you're going to do this, leads to the promised land, and that could definitely happen in this game as well. So, man, that's a tall order. But you're right. Hey, but when you got one-on-ones, man, on the day he show up,
hey, man, I just saw last week the Bills up against. Now, don't get me wrong, it wasn't as clean, but I saw another good or supposedly good defense against the Bills last week, and that boy put up 32 on them. You know what I'm saying? So
he did.
Hey, man, this is gonna be one of those games. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying it's gonna be one of those games. It's gonna be a tough matchup.
I hope you're right.
I want to see a really really good game. But hey man, I'm going out on a ledge. And I say Bills pull it off. I say Bills pull this one off.
Hey, I like it.
I'm going with it.
I like it for sure.
Absolutely. Willie Jack. Hey man, we pretty much went through everything, man. We go ahead and recap your performer of the week, man. Who was your performer of the week this week, Willie Jack?
Oh man, I got CJ Stroud, man. I think CJ Stroud carries the day today. Like I said, I think that Texas Jazz game is going to be extremely exciting up and down the field. But I think Stroud is going to be the guy making all those plays when it counts, man. 350 yards in the air, 4 touchdowns on the day, man, for CJ Stroud getting that win and taking control of that AFC South division.
Gotcha. And my performer of the week, man, I got Trevor Lawrence, man. I already called it Trevor Lawrence going for over 400 yards today, man, and 4 touchdowns. The boy about to light it up, man. And, yeah, man, it's going to be a shootout. That's going to be an exciting game. That's going to be one that I'm looking forward to seeing in a big divisional matchup, man. The winner of this game, I believe, takes over first place of the division. So this is a big game for both teams for sure. So
and then, man, wait, you had quite a few nuggets in this one, man. Go ahead and recap some of those nuggets. I wrote them down in case you didn't, but
okay, no, you got it. Don't even worry about it. I got the Bills. First off, we start with the Bills. That was a game of the week, man. I got Josh Allen. That boy throwing for over 300 yards and 3 touchdowns in this game.
60 on the ground as well, he said now.
Yeah, and 60 on the ground. So Bill, he's gonna have a big game. And the Jaguars, I already talked about Trevor Lawrence. I gave you those nuggets. With the Birds, I think I said Justin Fields. He's gonna throw for over 200 touchdowns, but he's going over 100 on the ground in this game. He's going for over 100 on the ground, 3 total touchdowns in that one. What else would I say? Did I say the Ravens? Oh yeah, 224 passing yards for Lamar Jackson's 2 touchdowns, and he's getting in the paint on the ground as well.
And 54 rushing yards.
54 rushing yards. I was very specific when it came to that one. So going there. Who else did I say? Did I mention anybody else? Did I say Cooper Kupp going for 2 touchdowns and over? Did I say 2? Yeah, 2 touchdowns.
2 touchdowns and 100 yards.
You know what I'm saying? I think I even threw out a nugget for Kyler Murray. What did I say? He's throwing for over 300 yards too. Did I say that? What did I say?
No, you had Connor with 100 yards and a touchdown, and then I had Kyler with 300 total and 3 touchdowns in that one as well. I think Kyler's gonna get 100 rushing and 200 passing. Boot down scrambling in that one.
Yeah, and then I know I got Rachaad White. I said Rachaad White is going for over 125 yards and a touchdown. You know what I'm saying? Who else did I say? Make sure y'all keep in track. Write all this stuff down.
I got them written down.
You know what I'm saying?
I got them written down.
So y'all know what's going on.
I think that's everybody. I'm looking at.
And I got 4 sacks for the Bucs defense. 4 sacks for the Bucs.
Oh yeah,
defense,
you did
man.
say 4 sacks.
Just so everybody know what's going on there, man. Hey man, I ain't playing with y'all this morning. Okay, I'm not playing with y'all this morning. Those are my nuggets. I'm dropping them. I had a bag full of nuggets. I done gave y'all all up. You know what I'm saying? It's up to y'all to go get the sauce. You know what I'm saying? It's y'all to go get the sauce. I don't know if you like sweet and sour. I don't know if you like barbecue. You might like ranch. I don't know what type of sauce you like. It's up to you to kind of put it together and make it work. You know what I mean? I just dropped the nuggets. That's my job. They fresh, they crispy, they hot, they still steaming. You peel them apart, you see the smoke. Come on up, man. It's the steam from the food.
Look, we used to take them to the water and let them drink. Now we take them to the nuggets, let them get their own sauce, bro.
That's it, man. We just supply the nuggets. We don't supply nothing else to nuggets. You don't need no fork. All you need is napkins and sauce, man. That's all you need.
Hey, that's funny, man. Hey, y'all heard my dog saying, man, look, he did double fisted dropping nuggets on everybody, man. So hey, y'all do what you will, man. See if you can make yourself a little money or win your fantasy league or win your pool today, man. I was a little more reserved, man. I had the big day for CJ Stroud. I think Kyler does have a big day in that Rams game as well. Then I think I dropped one more, man. I think in that Chargers game, if they pull it off, man, it's gonna have to be a big day from Justin Herbert and Keenan Allen. 300 yards and 3 touchdowns for Justin Herbert, 150 yards and 2 touchdowns for Keenan Allen to really kind of carry it away, man. And they get I guess more or less an upset win, even though they at home against a very tough Baltimore Ravens team, man. And then I think that was all the nuggets for you, boy. You know what I'm saying? I think my dog Chop filled it up today, but that's all we need to hear. For sure, you're right.
That's facts. All right, Willie Jack. Well, who gets the game ball, man, before you wrap it on up, dog?
Man, and you know what, man? I ain't gonna play around, man. A lot of y'all was in the building today, man. You know what? And matter of fact, I'll run through and shout everybody out too while I refresh myself. Our dog Tom, man, terrible Tom Walker in those Texas was the first one in the door today as well. The fam bam held us down. sis, mom, auntie was in the building. And appreciate y'all as always. Man, Mrs. Boyce, man, wife and sister of the show. Shauna was in this thing as always. ZB dropped in on us, man. My new Steelers brethren, Michael Baker. Welcome. Be home, be well. You know, you feel me? And so, yeah, he slid today. But I say all that to say at the end of the day, the game ball goes to the player from the Himalaya himself. Our dog, Big Jeff Walker, man, holding it down for those Eagles. He said, yeah, and also, man, he said, hey, man, he said you sound real tough on the phone, nephew. But he said he trying to bet something on this Eagles and Bills game, man. So I'll let y'all work that out offline, man. But yeah, man, we'll go with our dog Jeff, hold it down for those Eagles, man, and holding us down today. We appreciate you, dog.
Absolutely. So shout out to Jeff, man. Appreciate you for tuning in, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, I don't mean to ruffle your feathers, man. You know, any of that, man. I don't mean to do that, man. Hey,
I'm just Eagles feathers.
I'm just. I don't mean to ruffle your feathers, man.
Hey, don't let him ruffle your feathers, big dog. Come on,
Hey, man. I'm just doing my job, dog. You know what I'm saying? I'm just here so I don't get fined. You hear me?
Hey,
I'm just here so I don't get fined, man. Hey, so look, I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving, man. Hope y'all really had a time to, chill with the family or friends or whoever you was with during those days. Or even if you just want to sit at home and just relax and get out the way. Man, we appreciate each and every one of y'all, man. And Willie Jack, I think it's about the time, man. Wrap us on up, big dog.
There you go, man. Just like my dog said, man. Hope everybody had a wonderful and a happy and a healthy and a fair and a safe and all that good stuff, man. Hope you enjoyed your Thanksgiving weekend, man. Now we back on regular business, man. We back on regular Sunday football business. Everybody have fun, enjoy yourselves. Look, I got caught up, man. I already shouted out everybody, but I tell y'all what, I'ma still say it anyway, so you can say it with me. If I forgot to say your name, damn, my bad. But charge it to my head. Don't charge it to my heart. You know, we thinking about you, big dog. We appreciate all the love and support, man. And like I said, man, we really enjoy all the chat, man. All the comments in the chat. Y'all really make this show a much more fun and enjoyable, man. So we appreciate love y'all for that. Other than that, man, hey, y'all got 10 minutes. Get them picks in, man. 11:55 on the way. Y'all still got about 10 minutes. Get your picks in. We don't want to hear it. And other than that, man, we will see y'all Wednesday. The chat will be open, man. You watching your favorite team, talk to us in the chat. You know we talk back. And until Wednesday, we will see y'all. Y'all be safe. Peace.
Peace.